Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to the Bison Workshop. I'm Bob, and today we're going to do a video on the Challenger, and we're going to try our hand at a device that I have made to de-ping. In other words, get rid of that spring sound out of the tank. Now, before we get started though, I'd like to show something that I just came up with. I mean, it's a revise of what I had already made. I just did a little modifications to it, but basically we modified the barrel brake, and it's a three-piece set. You have the sleeve that doubles as a lock nut so that you can adjust it in whatever orientation. You can clock this. So this is what it's going to look like if you was to run it like that. But let's say that you wanted to add this to it, you could. Now, I haven't sold any of these yet. I'm not sure how popular they're going to be, but that's what it'll look like right there. And what I did was I put a ball detent all the way around it so that you can clock this in different ways. Let's say that you wanted these two holes here to line up in the center of these two holes. You could do that. Oh, I got it backwards. And it'll look something like that right there. Alright, let's say you wanted to make it so that half of two of the holes are showing. It might change the way the air runs, I'm not sure, but you have options with this. Alright, so now let's get to the reason for the video. What I have made is this part right here. This one fits a little better. I tried it two different ways. This one, the O-ring, it still fits, but it's really tight. So I had to resort back to the original that I made, because this one's the original one. And what it is, it's got a cone in both ends. Alright, it's got two O-rings on it, and it's got a 3mm hole in the center. We don't know if this is going to work or not, but we're going to give it a shot. And it really doesn't matter which way you put this, because the cones are exactly the same. You can put this in any way you want. That's weird. Printed a little funny. But anyway, I may go ahead and readjust these and put these centered. But this is what we got, and we're going to try it. And this is for a 29mm inside diameter tank, which the tank is just a hair bigger. I made this at 29mm wide and 50mm long. And like I said, it's got a 3mm hole in the middle. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to install this. But before we do, let's hear what the gun sounds like before we install it. This is the Challenger 357, and it's probably going to be loud, but let's hear what it sounds like before. Alright, So that's what it sounds like before. So now the first thing we're going to want to do is degas it. So I'll degas it and we'll be right back. Alright, so now the first thing we want to do is degas it. So we're going to get us a crescent wrench or adjustable wrench, whatever you want to call it, and we're going to break the valve loose. I mean the gauge loose. And this will take a few minutes and we'll be right back. Well, while that's degassing, what we're going to do is we're going to take some 100% silicone grease, and you can get this on eBay. There you go, pause the screen. Alright, and you just want a little bit on the O-ring. So we'll put a little bit on the O-ring. You just want a thin film. You don't want a whole lot. Alright, so now we've got that prepared. So now as soon as this is done bleeding off, we'll be back. Alright, so I've taken the gauge completely out. I just feel more comfortable taking it completely out. You don't have to, but that assures me there is no air in it. So then we need to find something that is round to go in this hole here where your fill probe goes and turn it out. Let's try this bad boy. Alright. And no, it's not going to hurt it doing that. So then you pull your fill probe block out, and then we'll take our deep hanger, and I'm going to inspect it to make sure there is no filament that could be broke loose. And I do believe there is something in there. So we just need to find something to punch it out with. Alright, so now let's go ahead and insert this. And find something to shove it up in there with. I have a round pole here somewhere. And you want to make sure that whatever it is you're going to shove in there is going to be clean. You don't want any foreign objects in your tank. So we'll just slide that down. All the way. So now all we got to do is put a little more silicone grease on this part. And you don't need much. You just need to make that O-ring slick so that you don't tear up the O-ring with the threads. So now let's just install this. Grab our whatever it is you're going to use. Phillips head screwdriver is the best to use because it's round, but I don't have one in here right at the moment, so this will work just fine. And then you just tighten it up snug. You're not trying to get crazy on it. So then we'll put our gauge back in, and you don't have to tighten these that tight. There's a seal in there. So we're just going to put a little pressure on it. I'm trying to get it so it's at least straight. Sort of like something like that right there. And then we'll fill it back up with air. Alright, now I believe that we are ready to test. Let's cross our fingers, guys. Let's hope that it works, because this has been a long time problem for air rifles. Is that ping sound, because what is happening inside this tank when you shoot, it causes a shock wave. It causes a shock wave to shoot through the tank, and then it echoes off the inside of the tank, causing a ping sound or a spring sound or a boing or whatever you want to call it. And we're trying to eliminate that air from actually doing that. So it's got an obstacle to go through before it makes that sound. So let's go ahead and shoot it this time, and we'll do this, we'll show it back to back, before and after, right after I shoot. Oh my God, it got rid of it. Wow, it even sounds more powerful. Alright, here is the before and after, right here. Oh my God, it got rid of it. So, it works. It actually freaking worked. So, yeah, I shaved my head, guys. Don't worry about it. I'm still good looking. I hope. Anyway, now the reason this came up, let me turn you around here. The reason this subject came up for a depinger is I was looking on Facebook on the AEA group, and a feller posted that he was going to use foam filters that you would use in a fish tank that is designed for water, not air. Air will dry foam out. If you've pulled any filters off your lawnmowers that has that little black or green foam, then the green's not as bad as the black. The black, it deteriorates over a period of time. That's why you should change them very often. So the same thing happens inside that tank, and we don't want that stuff falling into the valve or anything like that, and then you got to take your gun apart and clean it out and start all over from scratch. So we now know that the Bison depinger will work. So these will probably be available tonight or tomorrow. I would like to get a few of these printed before I decide to put them up, so that I have enough stock to take care of anybody that wants one. So thank you guys on the Facebook group AEA Airgun USA. Thank you guys for bringing this subject up to give me a reason to fix this problem. So there you have it. The ping is gone. This one goes in my 30 cal. It's actually not as bad as the 357. I don't know why. I'm pretty sure that the 357 and the 30 cal have the exact same breech and power unit. So don't ask me why it's quieter. Maybe I'm just used to it, who knows. But this one here will go in that one. So I hope this guys helps you guys out. And I said guys twice, didn't I? So don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to get your depinger. Anyway, you guys have a good one. Later.